Oh yeah. I get around.
Philadelphia, what is going on? Oh my God, it's Birds Fly Talk. This is Kevin Taylor along with
Dougie Hines
and Big Mike.
And guess what? We're bringing you another round table discussion. That's right, that's 2 in 1 week. Do I sound like a car salesman or what? That's right, you get 2 for the price of 1 in 1 week.
No credit, bad credit, we don't care. Come on down to Birds Fly Talk where we have round table discussion.
Absolutely. And it doesn't matter if your car drives or not. All right, it's going too far. I didn't know where that one was going.
So you just paid to a random person that didn't pay the act.
Yeah, right.
I went to Birds Fly Talk and I got car for credit. I paid for free.
Yeah, so look, like we said, this is a second roundtable discussion. And here's the topic. Can the Eagles replace Darren Sproles' production in this offense? And to that matter, should they?
Is he on here?
Darren Sproles is not on there.
Aww.
He's only on the jerseys. Only on the jerseys.
Only on the jerseys.
Yeah, funny thing about that, I got Darren Sproles' jersey on that his autograph on the black jersey, but I also let Donnell Pumphrey sign the 3 on it with hopes that I would take that 3 and get it put on another Donnell Pumphrey jersey. Like,
hear me out here. Maybe you can sell it back to Donnell Pumphrey.
Hey, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But anyway, let's jump right into it. Guys, can we replace Sproles' production? Start the timer.
No.
that was fast.
Video over.
All right.
Video over.
Well, look, guys, this is Birds Fly Talk. I'm Kevin Taylor.
Oh, man.
No. There's no way around it. Like, he was the guy. First of all, just in the scope of running backs in general, he's very unique.
Right.
He's a small guy, he's fast, very tough dude. You don't find that in the league, much less in our scheme. Like, you can't find that anywhere else. And he was always a solid, dependable person. Like, anytime we needed some kind of spark, he was there.
Right.
So it's going to be hard, probably impossible, to find anything that will replace that, especially since our answer to that was signing Kenyon Barner. No disrespect, he's not the answer to what's going on.
Yeah, it's not a guy who gets in the last 3 minutes of the game. You know what I'm saying? So, look, guys have been talking about trading.
Yeah.
No. Like, at this point, like, we cannot make 20 trades.
Just take the L and go.
Like, we can't, every time something happens, we can't trade. You know, I heard people talking about, like, and we were talking about this a little bit too, like trading for Malcolm Butler too. Like, we can't make a trade every single time. Like, at some point, your picks have to, make it to the draft. You know, like, it's literally, like, this is like some fantasy football. Like, I make a lot of trades in fantasy football. But that's beside the point. Like, you're not going to replace Darren Sproles' production, so I don't think you should try to. I mean, I think we should just do what we do best. Don't focus on what we can't do, but do what we can do. You know, we saw Wendell Smallwood this past week. Actually, when he averages more than 1 carry a quarter, when he averages more than 1 carry a quarter, he can get something going. When you actually feed LeGarrette Blount and we go under center, he can run people over, because Snacks over there in New York was supposed to be the best run D tackle in the league, right? And you saw what we made him look like. So I don't want to exactly.
Made him look like Snacks.
Exactly. So my whole point is that we can do other things. We just have to commit to it. Dougie.
Right. I saw a really interesting stat. I was kind of blindsided by it during the game. Sproles, it was, I guess, right before Sproles was injured, where he pretty much stepped on a landmine. Yeah. How do you break your arm and tear your ACL in the same play? That beats me, but I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
There was somebody there with a voodoo doll.
Someone has some bang shots.
Yeah. But I saw he's 8th in the NFL record books for all-purpose yards.
Yeah.
And that shocked me. I was expecting him to be 12 to 15 range right now, but 8th, that's incredible.
Yes.
And that's something, like you guys have said, you can't replace it with one person.
Hall of Fame. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
The Hall. It's calling, but that's something you can't replace with one person. It's got to be a group effort.
Yeah.
Everybody else on the team has to get more carries. I liked Corey Clement.
He definitely
He looked nice in that game, but
broke one
This
out.
core
Right.
can be good if we use them. They
Right.
just need to be committed to using them.
right.
And they all can shine in their own way
Yes.
and be successful.
And I'm not saying I like Corey because my brother-in-law knows him. That's a different story.
Yeah. Here's a strange theory. I think in some ways Darren Sproles going out will actually help Doug Peterson because I feel like
Get out of the screens!
exactly like. Doug loves the screens, the wide receiver screens, all those different things. And there's only one running back he's throwing these screens to, okay?
Right.
So now it's forcing him to get away from those plays. And also it is forcing him to have to force Darren Sproles onto the field.
Right.
Like, I feel like he doesn't, like, all right, let's just be honest, okay? Like, Doug Peterson wants to win games, right? Because he wants to win games because he wants to keep his job. He wants, he wants to win games.
Right.
So whatever he does, it's because he thinks it's the best way to win. So if he's not putting LeGarrette Blount on the field, it's because he thinks he can't win with LeGarrette Blount in that situation. Wendell Smallwood, same thing. Corey Clement, same thing. So now Darren Sproles is gone. So one guy you trusted.
It forces his hand now.
You have to trust these guys. You have to see what you have with these guys.
And that's what we were talking about in the first roundtable. Like, my main idea, I guess, was to find an identity. And with Sproles out, we have 3 running backs that play the same,
Yep.
I guess, kind of style. Same, not the exact same, but I mean,
They can put us into a certain mode.
Right. LeGarrette Blount is
North-south.
Right. He's a thing of his own, really. But 6'2" monster. But anyway, that's beside the point. I think with Darren Sproles gone, it's going to open up these other 3 guys to really get some more touches. Like you said, more than 1 touch per quarter.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Wendell
had 4 in the first 2 games. Like, that's not possible.
Right.
And I want to apologize.
Game.
I want to apologize to Wendell because all the season, like for the past few seasons, I've been thinking he's not it. But honestly, it's just that he really hasn't been given that much of a chance.
He looked good last season
good
when he came in.
Last week.
Yeah, aside from like that Cowboys game, I was like, and all off season. I mean, we were at training camp. People were saying like Wendell Smallwood is the best running back on this team. He's the best running back on this team. People were saying that, and I'm like, same sentiment, right? You don't know. But obviously they're saying it for a reason. But how can you see it? And obviously, reps are won in practice, right? But like, I mean, you gotta give them a chance. You gotta like four carries a game. So now the way I feel about it is you honestly have a shot at a prototypical thunder and lightning back. Wendell Smallwood is fast as hell. Like he's fast. And he's sometimes too fast. He gets to the hole too fast.
Yes.
Like premature, if you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
He's like Paul Perkins from the Giants. He literally just runs into the back of the offensive lineman and then just falls down.
Exactly.
Like you're going to get that half the time with Smallwood, but then the other half you're going to get like a 5 or 6 yard carry.
And the only way to stop that is getting a feel for the game. So the more carries he gets, he understands that, and he can get in that hole. But anyway, and then you got Blunt. So it's thunder and lightning and Corey Clement as your change of pace. Well, not change of pace, but just reliever.
Right.
You have a chance at it. Yeah, and now you'll be able to see too. Carson Wentz doesn't have that running back where he can just rely on solemnly to dump it off every single play. Excuse me. So it's gonna be what it's gonna be. I don't think it's the end of the world. The team's identity just has to change. It doesn't mean you can't win. It means that you can't win the way you were before. And honestly, I do feel like Darren Sproles at times was, and Sproles is my favorite player. He's my favorite Eagle. But his production and how much we rely on him, the same way we rely on Carson Wentz, is a crutch at times. It is, right?
It is.
Right.
And I feel
you can't
like
put all that on one player
Right.
or a group of players to. When you have a whole team, like you need everybody to contribute. We'll go ahead, Dougie.
And trying to work in 4 running backs just wasn't working.
No.
And as much as it really pains me to see Darren go down like this.
Right.
I think it's going to help the other 3. It's not going to help. It's not going to be able to replace his production.
Yeah.
But it's going to help the other 3 guys back there finally get a groove going. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Hey, look, the call is there.
Right.
I mean, like, if I'm Wendell Smallwood, I'm licking my chops. Like,
Yeah, honestly.
I am, and it's not like, look, all I heard all offseason was Darren Sproles and Wendell Smallwood. They live next door to each other. Wendell Smallwood is a student of Darren Sproles. He tries to learn as much. Right now, Darren Sproles is your coach. You should still be trying to get advice from him, as much as you are from Deuce, because you're probably going to be getting a lot of those same looks.
Yep.
Like, you want to earn your keep. You want to, let some people, prove some people wrong, right? Because you were a 5th round pick and you should have been higher. Right now's the time.
Right.
Darren Sproles is literally out of the way. Out of the way. And he is a guy who takes up a lot of reps as a running back. So, look, I mean, like, I've heard people say, and this will be my last statement on this because we're under 3 minutes. I've heard people say, and this is a very interesting point, could Darren Sproles and Ryan Matthews, and aside from not running DeMarco Murray correctly, could they have been a reason why DeMarco was unable to get in and fit in with that system because he didn't have enough touches, right? Like, it is, you know what I'm saying?
No, I fully understand.
Like, when there's a lot of things to be, you have to make more, and some people just aren't like that. Like, LeGarrette Blount is just not the type to make a lot from a little. He's going to get his looks and he'll burst through. But that's just how I feel about it. I'm like, look, what's he, what can we see and what can we find with these 3 running backs? Let's see what they got. It's look, time to step up.
Right.
Word.
And that's a good point that you made with DeMarco. I mean, in Dallas, it was him. He was a one-man show. Here, there was 3 feature running backs, 3 different running backs that you could throw out there. And then now in Tennessee, it's him and Derrick Henry, who are pretty much the same guys. Derrick Henry's just a little bit bigger.
Yep.
I mean, you're right.
And they're not swapping either. He's running the rock, and when he needs a break, Derrick Henry comes in. And Derrick Henry looks like crap when he comes in, but I guarantee you if you gave Derrick Henry an entire game, like if DeMarco went down and Derrick Henry had to toot the rock, he'd be fine because he'd get those carries and it would eventually come.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good point.
I'm just going to agree with you guys. Like, it's basically, it's a moment of adversity for us, and it's and in those times, you just got to put the spotlight on your running backs and just say, who's going to step up? Who is going to take advantage of this moment and truly want to realize their potential and be great? Not so much LeGarrette Blount because he's established. More so Clement and Small. Like, who's gonna stand up, show up, and show who they really want to be and just prove themselves. Yeah,
you got 2 running backs here who both, I mean, Clement and Smallwood 5th round, felt like he should have been drafted in like the first 2 days. He had troubles off the field. Clement didn't get drafted at all, injury issues and trouble off the field. You got 2 guys who should be playing with a chip on your shoulder. If you don't have a chip on your shoulder, go grab one and put it on there because I don't know, you feel
why
like
are you here?
Yeah, exactly. You feel like you are owed something. So to that effect, you should be, playing with a chip. And Clement, here it is. Here's your chance. Yeah. It does not. Opportunities don't get that much bigger. So
I'm going to leave you guys with.
And they're too few and far in between.
I'm going to leave you guys with one thing. We got 13 seconds left. Real quick. I mentioned to you guys before. We don't like the idea of trading for a running back, but Deion Lewis, Gio Bernard, somebody of that caliber.
Float those names. Yeah.
We can.
What would you get for him?
I got to think about that. I wouldn't give too much because I already don't like what we have in the future for draft pick wise. So I wouldn't. It would have to be one of our front 7 guys. I would assume if we trade for a Deion Lewis, they're going to want a linebacker to replace Hightower.
Like Kendricks,
something like Kendricks. And like you said, I'm not trading with Bill.
I'm not trading with Bill lately, bro. No.
That's what I say.
I'm not trading with Bill.
I don't talk. Bill calls me. I ask him who he wants. And then I say, no, thank you. And whoever that player is, I put more energy into getting whatever because he sees something. Yep. And this is obviously our time is up. You see it. But just to touch on Eric Rowe, when I heard we traded Rowe, I said, okay, who we trade him to? This is the Patriots?
Oh.
This is the dumbest thing we could have done.
He's going to do. You're going to be had.
Yeah.
No,
he says who he wants. You hang up the phone and you
Thanks
go.
For the scouting
Thanks.
report.
Thanks for telling me, giving me,
It's been happening for 20 plus years, but that's another day.
Yeah. Hey, look, Eagles got to do something without Sproles on the field, and you will see this. I guarantee you, this team is going to look different. It's going to look different, more different than it's ever looked before without Sproles.
For better or worse.
And you're going to find some things out. Obviously, our last roundtable discussion, we talked about missing some key pieces. Here's a key piece of our offense, a very big part of our offense. So we'll see how the Eagles fare. This was roundtable discussion. This is the last one for the week. We'll check you guys next week. Excuse me. I was going to say what? Week 4, 5? 5. This is week 4 coming
I don't
up.
even
So
know
we'll
what
see
day
you guys
it
in
is,
week
honestly.
5 after the first quarter of the season. I am Kevin Taylor. This is Birds Fly Talk.
Dougie Hines.
Big Mike.
And this was roundtable discussion. Like, share, and subscribe. Hit that button down there. Birds Fly Talk. Peace.
Deuces.